My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Hearthstone's Dalaran Heist, part of the solo adventures in Hearthstone. We have the anomaly refreshing at the end of each player's turn. That player draws until they have 5 cards. So what do we want to do? We probably want to avoid the Geppetto Joybuzz boss fight, so we don't want to go to either of the first 2 areas. I think that's where Geppetto can show up, just these first 2.
Magical beast.
It's Hagatha, I'm talking. We probably want to consider decks that get better as they play more minions, right? So we can flood the board with a consistent damaging effect and then just manage to redraw. So it provides our draw power. We provide mana cheat out of having cheap cards and possibly something else that helps us with that, like a treasure, giving us an extra mana crystal, or emerald goggles, reducing the leftmost card in our hand by 2 cost. What other ways can we benefit from this? Well, the enemy also draws. So especially if the enemy is running like a deck where they actually run out of value relatively quickly and rely on their hero power, we can flood their hand with more cards. So we can consider fatigue style or type builds, or bombs. Could bombs in the enemy's decks? That could work. Warrior has not completed this wing. I could try and do Bomb Warrior. I do like a good Bomb Warrior. I really do. And it has been a while, so I feel like I'm justified in doing it. Booming.
Now this little one shows some potential.
Combo potential, definitely. As long as we use the hero power every single turn here, we should just be fine. Shouldn't be a problem. Because Wrench Caliber is not going to get stolen from our hand. Oh, I'm still mad about that.
Really? You can't just walk around me, huh?
Whew. Ooh, not a bad opening. Hero Power, Clockwork, and Wrench Caliber. I mean, of course, we have one dead turn first, unless we get a Eternium Rover up the top. Dead. Apparently not. Kind of really hoping you play a card here. Oh, no. Now it doesn't even matter. Damn it. 4 cards left in your deck. You're probably not playing 2 1-cost cards next turn. So you're still not going to draw an extra card yet. That's fine. You're only threatening 3 damage on board at the moment.
The light protects me.
Yup. And they go for the full 3. That's fine.
Hit him with the 1-2 cut.
They don't have Cold Blood in that deck. What push do they have?
This only works on the simple-minded.
Somebody order a bomb.
What damage push do they actually have in that deck? I think it's just their hero power? That could be like Heroic Strike or something like that, and I'd be really sad.
Twice the pain, but mostly the humiliation.
I mean, if they're gonna go for removal, I'm more than happy to make more than half of your deck into bombs, any of which is lethal. That'll do it. So in terms of treasures that we can get for a Bomb Warrior, the one that I'm looking for the most is actually Stargazing. Reduce the cost of your hero power by 1. It is usable twice a turn. This is what happens when you just get out of the shower. Start of your game, draw 2 cards. Well, we don't need draw power at all. I could put 10 Scrolls of Wonder into the deck and I would draw into them relatively quickly. It's probably better than doubling my Death Rattles, because that's exclusively negative in this deck, causing us to take 5 more damage. And we're never going to have draw problems, so small backpacks doesn't seem impactful at all. I guess we take Book of Wonders. It's bad. It's not a good idea, but the rest of the things are bad, not a good idea, so maybe it's less bad and less not a good idea. Somehow I feel like this is going to be a relatively short Bomb Warrior run, followed by, I don't know, just coming up with a random archetype for a deck, Token Druid. It depends on the anomaly, though.
Mr. Chew versus the great Akazamzara.
Fringe?
Step right up.
It would be my
This is the awkward period of time where I have to wait for the fringe to actually have enough weight after a haircut to sit down on its own. Oh, God. Alright. I guess my goal is just play out as many cards as possible. So I can draw into my Wands of Wonder. Wands of Wonder, sorry, it's Scrolls of Wonder.
job's done.
Oh, it happens at the end of my turn. Okay. Don't do anything, don't do anything. I mean, hero power, play a spell that's garbage, like Mirror Image or something, and then I'll... Nice. Play a Vicious Scrap Hound into that, giving me the ability to attack those for a little bit more armor. It's going to be nice, just having that severance on the board. Thankfully, we don't have the anomaly where everything grows by +1/+1 for each turn it's on the field. Otherwise, we'd be... It's pretty sad about this. May actually just slam to remove the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Don't want the enemy going off and queuing up a bunch of spells. Alright, yeah. If I'm gonna get, you know, one of those results, I have to get the other one as well. It's only fair that the removal of... Okay. It's only fair that the removal of so many of the enemy's minions... Why are you staying on my board? This turn. I guess mine was... My Scroll of Wonders thing was done at the end of my turn, so it didn't count as being in my turn? Okay. So the turn it affected it was my enemy's turn? Alright. I'm not going to complain about it, but also... What?
Must apply pressure.
I'm actually going to go with this. Hero power as well. Just want to get more bombs in there. The enemy only has 7 cards left in their deck, and especially if they play a bunch of the cheap cards, a lot of the feats are free or 1 cost. So as long as they play a bunch of the cheap cards, they'll just be drawing into bombs soon.
Sometimes I astound myself.
Those don't count, right? Because those also draw an extra card. Cast when drawn also draws a card for you. So for that reason, that doesn't count as a card between me and my next bomb. Draw 2 pirates from your deck and a weapon. All right, yes. Nothing, thank you. Just for mana reasons, I'm going to go for the Clockwork Gremlin hero power this turn, rather than Wrenchcaller hero power. Totally fine for that to be duplicated. It's possibly the least useful thing that could be duplicated.
Gather round and witness mystical wonders like you've never seen.
Those are the lowest stats you can have while still being alive.
As this mana cost disappears.
Ooh, okay. Enemy just made everything cost a little less, so they're going to be able to cheat out a bunch of cards here. Hell yes. Clear my board. Okay. Ooh, we're both probably going to draw our 5s. Yeah, well, 4s. They were 5 costs. Alright. Picking up some bombs, finally. 2 more improvised explosives in there. That's it. I mean, I should probably just play the... Probably just play the Omega Assembly, because we're not going to get to a high enough turn for it to matter. If we have it as a Omega card. So you've got a thing from below. Not too much of a problem for us. Think of stabbing it yourself as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes on these feats of prestidigitation.
Cheat out a bunch of cards.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Come on, all spells. Huh? Draw you one. That'll draw you two. And if any of your Scrolls of Wonder happen to have draw effects attached to them, that's gonna be a rough line. That said, also, if the enemy doesn't die real soon, we're screwed. Come on! That doesn't just target random enemies. You got real lucky to hit me there, pal. I love the double blast crystal, blast crystal on your own minions. Perfect. Good game. One of the worst things you can cast with Scroll of Wonder is Doom. Just happily fatigue yourself, deck out, completely destroy what possibly was your own dominant board position. Perfect. No need to go through whole rest of this. Alright, I guess there is. Perfect. This is a bit of a janky way to make a bomb warrior work, but I don't know. I'm into jank. I can jank with the best of them. I do like double shield maiden. That's just real powerful. Dry Whisker Armorer can also be pretty incredible. I'll take them. They're gonna help us sustain in the fight long enough to actually get our bomb effects off as the decks for our enemies get larger and larger. Which is going to be a problem later. But also, the enemies later start with more mana, so they're playing out their cards faster. As long as they're not, like, spending all of their mana on their hero power. And there is one enemy that does that, spends all their mana on their hero power basically every turn and then just passes. That's going to be a problem for us. Those are the fights where we're going to have to just focus on board control. So instead of mulliganing for, like, early bombs and things like that, we're going to be mulliganing for just any early minion that we can play. Especially ones that have better board presence than just a 3-mana 3/3. Bright Nozzle Crawler. Oh, okay. Trog Gloom Eater.
Job done.
I break a full 2 turns earlier than it. And if I just rush my Blight Nozzle in, it can then kill the Gloom Eater by itself. But I can use my Blight Nozzle plus the Wrench Caliber in order to take out the Gloom Eater and then just have a rushing 1/1 Poisonous Ooze. Seems like the best idea. I definitely don't want the enemy to get to their turn and have the ability to use Mega Wind Fury on the Trog Gloom Eater. Because it's poisonous, it destroys any damage, any minion it damages. Not that it hits, but that it damages. So it doesn't kill things if it taps their Divine Shield, for example. And Mega Wind Fury means that the enemy can attack 4 times. So as long as it didn't die on any of the strikes, it would be able to clear 4 of my minions. Just not a real good thing to have available.
The calm before the storm.
Feel the fury of the winds.
Yeah, I'll swing at that with the Wrench Caliber. It leaves my 2/1 on the board to be more persistent damage and HP. Damn it. I have a friendly beast. Oh, all of that sucks. Alright, so there's what? 2 normal bombs in that deck at this point? Gotta remember to hold my swing for an extra turn here on the Wrench Caliber. I don't want to use that this turn. I'm still probably killing it with the Vicious Scrap Hound and my Wrench Caliber, so I'll hold here as well. That said, attacking the face would have put a 3rd bomb in the deck as well as set the enemy down by 3, but they still have to draw 2 bombs out of the 3 in the deck in order to be killed that turn. It's just not that good. Okay. Also, okay. By all rights, I should have some format of lethal on board here, right? No, but I have pretty good attempts at lethal. I do have to sack a pretty big minion, though. And then I'll just throw a Razor Pedal. So the enemy has a 1 in 4. Dead. And also, this board doesn't have that much HP, so... Or rather, this enemy doesn't have that much HP, so it's not too much of an issue for me to start pushing for lethal really early. Take an extra turn. Your opponent takes an extra turn after. Is the extra turn more useful for me? I suspect it might not be. Elder Tagawag. Deal 4 damage to all enemy minions. Shuffle this back into your deck. Well, we'd be able to draw back into it. You know what? Dagwick. Steal cards from my enemy's hand. They have fewer cards in hand. They draw more cards. They fatigue. Oh, it'll be great. Bran Bronzebeard is pretty damn good when you're running a bomb deck, but we only have one battle cry that's actually a bomb here. Yeah, literally one battle cry that's a bomb. That said, we have a couple of other battle cries that we're going to want to double up on, like the Shield Maiden for 5 extra armor. Not anything to sneeze at. Lorthed to block the enemy from playing almost any spell in the game, unless they have 10 mana and it's a 0-cost spell. Which, you know, they should probably just not play that turn. Double Bomb Squad. Pretty easy lethal. Especially if we plan to pick up more bombs, then we'll go for this. Armored Up is actually not that bad here. Basher's a little inefficient in terms of damage to armor gain, but it was run in a lot of control decks. Near the late stage of its life in the constructed scene, actually. Ironforge Portal is just totally fine, though. 4 armor, a 4-cost minion. Can be pretty good. Right, we'll go bombs away, though. Stick to theme.
Don't start a fight.
If I can get more copies of Clockwork Goblin,
I could care less.
probably not of Iron Juggernaut, right? It's going to be really difficult for me to play multiple Iron Juggernauts in the same game. And especially if I plan to hold it until I have a Brand and an Iron Juggernaut. That's a 9-mana combo with 2 cards in a deck that constantly increases size. I'm not seeing it.
Didn't know you were in town, Chew. Still cracking heads.
Right-hand manning the Bran Bronzebeard to be in my opening hand is actually really good. Means that I always have the combo potential of using it. Dismiss a minion. So I would have dismissed Bomb Squad before I got the Bran Bronzebeard. Now it's just great removal. It's not like Warrior typically struggles at removal, but the deck that we've constructed definitely does. So I think I'm definitely right-hand manning Bran Bronzebeard. Probably gonna dismiss Lich King. It's very expensive, and the cards that it puts into my hand are also quite expensive. The power of generating random cards is minimized by the fact that I am more efficiently drawing into my deck when I don't have expensive cards, so I can play out my whole hand and draw a whole hand. Because this is like one of the best things about Lich King is not only that it exerts immediate power on the board because it's taunt, so the enemy has to get through it to get to your face, but also the fact that it has this card generation. That is the only reason that it is run. Ironbark Protector is not run, right?
Pressure.
But that card generation isn't important for us. And there's like 2 hits out of that card generation we definitely don't want. We don't want to remove the top 5 cards of our deck, so we don't want the Army of the Dead. And we don't want the board clear effect that also removes a card from the top of your deck for each of those. So there's only 3 results we actually want from the Lich King. So 40% of the time it's complete garbage. Yeah, I think I can justify actually removing Lich King here. Recruiting from the enemy board, though, that's a little harder. We don't have any rush minions. Rotface isn't particularly great for us. Grifter gives the enemy cards. We don't want that. And Lore Walker Cho gives the enemy cards. Yeah, so we're not into any of that. Probably throw a Take a Chance. It's fine to... ooh, nice. 0 mana lower fib.
Now shake on it.
It's fine to get rid of the Lich King before I Take a Chance, because it only counts... is my understanding, I guess. Take a Chance only counts the cards that are in your deck at that time rather than the ones that are on the board. That wasn't even looking up at the loading screen as I was doing that. That's just a thing that I like to do in between games. Limber up and get ready. You gotta have a serious APM to play Hearthstone.
Guys are here. This is gonna be great.
You think StarCraft is hard? Try APM Priest. Alright, Book of Wonders. Show me the way. There's no spell that adds a bomb into the enemy deck, right? No. Volcanic, kind of garbage. Savage Combatant is actually pretty good. Especially because the enemy has a hero power that's actually useful, so they'll benefit from it, rather, pretty constantly. At least the hold effect didn't go off, rather than dealing 4 damage to me and nothing to an enemy minion. Do I want to start hero powering? No.
You wanna blow something up?
I want to start just establishing board control so that I don't feel bad if I want to hero power later.
Someday I'll be just like you.
It's really important that dies. I could use a slam to do it, but then the opponent just hero powers next turn and kills my Mad Bomber. Now I can't slam to do it. And now I can't even attack the hero! Game! Why? Guess I'm leaving her on the field.
What am I gonna cast?
Probably gonna go Omega Assembly. See if I draw anything that I'm interested in playing. That's a hard no. And hero power, and I guess I attack across? Enemy's not gonna sack their own Sorcerer's Apprentice. So this gives me the ability to do that later myself. Dry Whisker Armor is just 6 here. That plus a hero power and attack across seems fine. Okay. Okay, we're all good. Especially because the enemy can generate, like... Oh no, right, you have Savage Combatant. I was worried about the enemy just generating a bunch of stats and then the Dynamatic being able to clear them all, but this is a little bit harder to clear. Clear the board? It's not bad. It's not a full board clear, but it's a lot better than we were going to do on our own. Left to ourselves, left to our own devices. Oh, you actually have a dragon in hand? Huh. What dragon would Bone Paw hold? No clue. There's my dragon, though. What do you think? And now's the part where I exclusively put bombs in the enemy deck. Probably should have held onto the Clockwork Goblin until I already had Brand Bronze Spirit out. Yeah, that would have made sense. Oh, right. Yeah, of course. That makes sense. This is your Drake. Okay. So I'll go for Darius and just trade down with my Volcanic Drake in order to keep Darius safe. We don't really care about the enemy's life total. We're kind of relying on inevitability.
We have many secrets.
I know the enemy runs Ice Barrier and Ice Block, so that could be a problem. In case it's a minion sort of effect, let's play Eternium Rover first. It is. Oh, it's Explosive Prince. Neat. So we actually don't really change our HP that much. Just Dagwick, Hero Power, and Vicious. And now I actually will attack the enemy straight in the face. Especially because I have a stealth minion on board as a little bit more reach. And, you know, you can clear both of the available minions that are showing up at the moment. Yikes. Bad ordering. Also not a great minion to get off that effigy. A 4/4 for 5. Come on. 0 mana Lothar. I mean, the enemy not being able to play any spells next turn seems like a pretty good idea. Getting 2 Goblin Bombs out there seems like a pretty good idea. Let's steal a card from your hand. Probably should have done that earlier just to see what it actually was. It's not relevant to me, but the fact that my enemy doesn't have it is incredibly relevant. Right, let's go for the straight lethal. And get ready to hit the dab. Oh, Nate. Cool, dude. Huh, wild. Got 2 improvised explosives in here. Come on, it's 1 bomb. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined.
I learn.
My hand is full.
That's okay though, we got a real big boy on the field. Get him, big boy. 2 matches in. These fights are pretty slow. I don't want to put 2 Ysera's in here for the same reason that I didn't want the Lich King in the deck. Brawl is useful. Is it useful in this deck? Brawl and Mossy Horror are both pretty useful, just broadly. Yeah, I do need a little bit of board. Oh, that wasn't the second enemy? Huh. I did think it was a little late in the video just to be the second enemy, but I was 100% certain that the second enemy was the only one I was fighting at that time. I don't know.
You are not long for this world.
And you are nothing more than a common.
Dr. Boom's Scheme is a completely garbage card. Even keeping it in hand isn't a good idea. Despite the fact that it being in hand is how it gets the most value, its most value is still complete trash. Can't believe they gave Warrior such... Ugh! I know there are, like, big Warrior... Big Warrior? Like, no, what's the actual Warrior archetype? Control Warrior and Bomb Warrior. Like, I know those are really in the meta at the moment, and Warrior clearly doesn't need... That's the card here. Snap. Nice. And Warrior, like, definitely doesn't need a really good card alongside all of the other schemes. Like, Hagatha's scheme, obviously the best one. But still, it could be more than literal trash. Absolute joke.
It's time for a little blood.
I'd love to rent Caliber here, but I can't. Oh no! I'm just gonna snip snap! Oh hell yeah! The enemy has 4 damage to a damaged minion. Alright, so you can kill it. It'll take most of your turn to do so though. And then I still end up with 2 minions on the board. That's dumb. Why would you do that? Okay. I guess I'm just gonna remove it now. Thanks. Hell yeah. Getting a hell of a lot of armor along the way as well. Thank you, Vicious Scraphound. No. Go for another removal, and maybe we develop Brand this turn? Nice. So the reason to develop Brand this turn is just so that next turn I can drop the Iron Juggernaut. Do I care about keeping 2 minions on the board? Well, the enemy is teched as a warrior. So they probably have more AoE along the lines of Ravaging Ghoul, Whirlwind, Warpath, etc. Brawl. So I probably want to have a thin and relatively powerful board, so I'll actually trade both of these off rather than use my hero. I'll keep the weapon swing. Doesn't make much of a difference if I get the bomb out now or later. What's the enemy getting from this as well? Ah, yeah, they would have immediately killed them. Gazlo, whenever you cast a 1-cost spell, add a random mech to your hand. Okay. I'm into it. Let's get 10 random 1-cost cards that are warrior cards as well, so they could be bomb related in my own deck. Love it.
Keep it quick, kid. I ain't got all day.
I mean, I've got a pretty natural kill for Gazlo already. Now I don't anymore. I guess I can throw away my entire board. Oh, no. Again, I don't need to do that now. How many more Battlecry effects do I want to duplicate in my deck? Because I've got 26 cards in there. I've probably got like 6 or so Scrolls of Wonder in there. So we have 20 natural actual cards in our deck that, or rather 20 draws in our deck. So like Clockwork Goblin is one of them. Shield Maidens? I don't know if I want to leave a damaged small minion on the board when the enemy just has the ability to kill it at any time. I don't want to place importance on that and then just lose them. This is effectively me trying to decide, you know, what I invest in each kill. There's probably Slam Devastate over here. And now it's just, do I keep my Iron Juggernaut on the board? Now that I have this Siege Engine, I could actually do something a little interesting here. Give myself 2 armor twice. And play out the Eternium Rover. This is just going to result in a really buff Siege Engine.
Your history.
Nice. And I'm just leaving myself with a better board presence of 6-4 rather than 2-2. Of course, I immediately draw a 1-mana Iron Juggernaut. That was from Academic Espionage. I couldn't have known it was in the deck. Okay. Have that hit across. And then murder this minion with you. Getting a little bit more armor. Getting my Siege Engine a wee bit more buff. A 9-5 attacking the enemy's face is no joke. 3 bombs in a row. Here we go. We did it. What do you mean that's an old thing? Is that not what the kids are doing these days? Just dabbing left, right, and center? You sure? We watched a lot of music videos from 2014. I'm pretty sure it's real recent. Death Rattle's Triggers 1. No, that doesn't matter. It's Emerald Goggles here. Especially because we know the first card in our hand is going to be Bronzebeard. We know that we're going to be able to play them real easily. Sleep with the Fishes. We don't really damage enemy minions pretty easily, so this is all pretty garbage. Guess I'm taking Armored Up.
Don't start a
I really need more ways provided to me by the bartender here to actually put bombs in the enemy deck. Come on, Bob. Clockwork Goblin, gang's all here.
Welcome to my tavern, friends. Enjoy your stay.
I can right-hand man the Crystallizer so that I have it in the opening hand. I probably want to get rid of the Gem-Studded Golem here. It's very expensive. It doesn't attack by itself. and it could get clogged on the left side of my hand. Good food and right-hand man, I guess.
Be hungry. I'll put it on your tab.
Yikes. Not really good bars for us so far. Oh, it's all Tumba. Perfect. I wonder if I'm going to get Brand first, then Crystallizer afterwards. It's not going to matter, because the first Crystallizer deals 5 damage to me and gains 5 armor, and then the second one removes the armor and then gains the armor back, so it doesn't really matter.
You are in my way. Hey, you interested in one of these?
So I'm just looking for low-cost cards here. Now, unfortunately, the trick to the enemy deck here is the further they draw into their deck, the far better off they are. So we're a little... you know, just a little. Three random old treasures into your deck. 3 random old treasure singular into your deck. Okay, interesting. That's one way to handle things. You're not going to give me the repeatable this turn? Wild. So I can draw a bunch of extra cards if I go, like, Brand, Crystallizer, bring it on. Hopefully this doesn't affect too many minions in my enemy's hand, otherwise I'm going to be real sad about it. But if it does affect a bunch of minions, the enemy will just draw more cards, so they'll get to the bombs faster, but it's still probably not a great idea for me.
You can't just take them.
What just happened to my HP? Oh, right, yeah, bring it on. Oh, damn. That's just a lot of draw power that you have in the deck. Okay. I wish I could play Blast Wave right now. Oh. It's so good. Well, the first thing is play Mad Bomber, right?
Wanna blow something up?
1 down. 2 down. Absolute sniper. Love it. Love it to bits.
Let the pain speak to me.
I mean, the enemy hasn't cast a hero power yet. Maybe I try and deck him out. Is that dumb? That's really dumb, isn't it? I mean, it's really dumb, but it's also the kind of dumb that I'd like. Okay, now don't burn a bomb.
Pass me that arc light scanner.
Need to get some cards out of Amy's hand here. I thought that was generating a brawl from a Scroll of Wonder, and I was momentarily terrified. I just want different cards in hand right now. See, unfortunately, Blast Wave is just clogging up our entire hand. Otherwise, we'd be playing the Omega Assembly. It adds to the right side of the hand. Then I can play Shield Maiden. Then I can play Iron Juggernaut. We can have a good old time, but not right now, apparently. If the enemy's hand constantly has 10 cards, they're just going to be burning bombs like they currently are. So I need them to stop drawing, please. Stop, though. Please don't.
Crystallize. Hoo-hoo, yeah, you got it.
Hopefully they're on 9 the end of this turn. I'll play Omega as well, just for the excess mana I have. I could actually get a pretty big junk bot here. It's possible. Okay, that's good at least. Alright, so that leaves the enemy with space in hand, so I can Juggernaut, get 2 bombs in the deck. If the enemy wants to win, they're going to have to draw into Tales of Fortune, and if they want to lose, they have to draw into anything else. Should be a lot of bombs in that deck, right? Damn! If only Junkbot was out right now. 3 mechs just died. Thank you for drawing into a bomb. And thank you. Oh, get the Juggernaut back in hand. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I was worried I wasn't going to be able to replay that. You almost punked me, video game. Come on, this has got to be legal. There's so many bombs in there. That'll do it, yeah. 6th or 7th? This feels like the kind of deck that is just going to collapse as soon as it gets up against the late game boss. Ugh. We do end up with a lot of armor constantly, so this is not that bad. And they're quite cheap for the sake of the Emerald Goggles.
Icaron is pure hate in liquid form. Magnificent.
We have to name an enemy that's mainly liquid. What do we call it? I don't know. Icaron?
You are in my way.
Stand aside, mortals!
I actually don't know what they do. I don't know if I've seen this one before. Hey, at least I have 5 targeted damage on the first turn. What's this? What's this auto? What's this? Oh, is it like copy a minion, duplicate a minion for 1? Come on. Tell me. Ooh, we're gonna get a walking fountain. Lisa's got rush. Nice. Give all your minions Divine Shield. You get that for 1 mana? That's worth 5 mana in-game. You can tell, because there's a card that says it's worth 5 mana with no proof. Don't clear my board or anything like that. That'd just be real mad. Don't. So we've done nothing, and nothing, and killed one of my minions. Cool. Ugh. Give me a minion to shield slam and then I can wrench caliber. It'll be so good. Perfect. I was actually debating on my I was debating at the start of the game, should I just use the shield slam on my own crystallizer? I wasn't thinking the enemy was going to remove my crystallizer, but I was thinking it would give me access to the wrench caliber guaranteed this turn. But now only shield slamming my own brand Bronzebeard will give me access to the wrench caliber. And obviously, I do not want to do that.
You can hear the sound of the ocean.
And I could shield slam now, but then the wrench caliber is not even playable this turn, so I may as well just wait for another turn. Good lord. Oh, okay. I was about to say, you're taking a fair while to do anything here. Created by Farsight? What do you mean created by Farsight? Farsight doesn't create cards. I don't know about that one.
Rust and crumble before the raging waters.
Like, I can understand Shadow Visions saying created by Shadow Visions because it's generating an extra copy of the card, but no other draw card in the entire game that I am aware of says created by. Like, you play an Azure Drake, it doesn't say created by Azure Drake. I guess it's because it modifies the cost of the card, but even then, it doesn't really seem consistent. I'll play Dr. Boom's Scheme this turn so that I can play a Shield Main next turn. And I'm more than happy to start attacking face. I've got pretty good board control here, and if the enemy takes it from me, I have the ability to take it back as well.
Overcome any obstacle.
Okay. I can deal with that.
I can take the hit.
Shield Breaker, double attack over, 2-4 for the kill. I could have had a 2-1 left on the board and a 3-2, but the health on the brand Bronzebeard matters a lot to me.
My
So the enemy at any point here could have just removed the Brand Bronzebeard, and they've decided not to. I have to admire their willingness to stick by the conviction of their belief that Bran is not effective, I guess. Can't say anything nice, say nothing at all, so I'll find something positive to say, but it's a stretch. Why did you use the Tidal Surge last turn? Okay. This just allows me to explode one of my own bombs, so... Okay. Do I want to trade the Brand Bronzebeard here? Brawl is at leftmost side of my hand, which means I'm basically never going to play it. Or rather, I'm never going to get more benefit from my Emerald's Goggles. No, we'll just go for standard removal. So I intentionally wanted to sack a Goblin Bomb now. That's why I didn't just give the buff to the Shield Maiden. Enemy getting a hero power off on the Ravenholt Assassin here. That's a little bit of a problem for us. Because that thing just gets a guaranteed removal of one of my minions now. Nice. Also nice. Nice. Damn it. Getting so unlucky the enemy's just not drawing enough of these bombs. Should probably Dry Whisker Armor this turn. It's the only turn I'm going to be able to use it. The enemy's not going to suddenly generate a giant board after this, right? Already had Divine Shield, doesn't matter to me. Because it's autocast, it happens at the start of the turn naturally, so... You cannot turn the tides of battle. Whew, very glad that didn't clear my entire board. That one as well. That one I wanted to clear my entire board, so I'm disappointed. I think I just go all face. Ignore the entire board. At the very least, Dagwick goes face, so I can get the enemy's Ysera. Okay. So the enemy is a big deck. Got it. It's actually important to know.
Race for impact.
You know what? I will remove this minion. And I'll do it just with Bomb Squad. We only had to invest 5 damage for the actual board clear right there, which is the only reason I was interested in doing it. Come on, Burrowing Mind. Come on. Burrowing Mind? Well, they haven't played many Battle Cries. They're probably not a Shudderwock deck, but I shouldn't discount the possibility. Darius kills you. Then I murder this with a spell. So that I can all attack face. Taking a Kabbalah's Tome away from the enemy, especially one that costs 2, is real effective. Because they could have easily gotten a board clear of some kind from that. Malagos is a problem, but the enemy being dead will probably prevent Malagos from being a problem. Don't give it Taunt. Legitimately horrified. Horrified. That's a good new word. I was legitimately horrified that the Malagos was going to get the positive effect of that and just have 4 HP extra and taunt, which wouldn't have been great for us.
I grew a whole witchwood with just a handful of chaos seeds.
Well, that goes to the rightmost side of my hand after I generate my opening hand. It's not that great. We also don't have that many minions in the deck, so hitting Sow the Seeds early isn't that great either. The Muscle is just a really, really powerful card. Especially if I have Brands out, right? Because I get Bran out, I play the Muscle, I get 6 extra cards in hand. Any of those that are Battle Cries, I duplicate their effect as well. Definitely Muscle. This one sucks. I guess Akali's more effective now that I have a copy of Darius Crowley in the deck and another one possibly from that Rush pack. So Akali can actually be useful for us now. It's just very expensive. Security Rover. We don't really have that many things to magnetize to it. Sure, we would get a missile launcher, but... none of this is great. I'll take this. The Mech Warper is possibly going to help us do some mana cheating early at the very least.
A lover scorned is as dangerous as any dragon.
Sadly, I don't have 5 copies of Millhouse Manastorm in my deck yet. I know, what a shame. I'm always looking for 5 Millhouse Manastorms just in case I get to this event and I have the ability to play all of them and get the secret ending, because, you know, that's so much easier than just playing the game. I know it's a fun secret ending, but, like...
For so long.
real niche! Very difficult to get there. So one of the problems we now have is that, like, Bran into Crystallizer into Juggernaut is 5 mana total. Do I want to play Bran for early board presence?
Free from this cursed mage prison. Time to...
I mean, I could also wait until turn 3, then go Bran, Bronzebeard, Crystallizer, Hero Power, and then turn 4 just slam the Juggernaut, like, assuming that I keep board control. But that's a real rough assumption to make when you're playing no cards early. So how am I going to have board control in 3 turns time? But developing the minions gives the ability to my enemy to just, you know, kill them. Tinker, 0/4 Squirrel Bomb. I don't remember what Squirrel Bombs do, but I wouldn't even have the ability to kill it on board if I did play both of my minions this turn. Oh, neat!
Where are you hiding him?
Bottom of the deck. Ooh, 9 mana. What have we got? Man, Noggin Fogger. Oh, God. Manny Warbeast on our side at the very least. I mean, I don't even need to hold on to Crystallizer. Probably should have just played that turn 1. Yeah, definitely should have played the turn 1. Okay, 1/1 goes across with the Divine Shield, because that's just a good trade. I can't develop Bronzebeard onto this board. Bronzebeard dies on this board. So I have to wait until turn 5 before I use that combo. Rough. Big magnetized minions are actually really effective for me right now. Omega Devastator is also just really, really good. In 7 turns time, am I okay with waiting 7 turns time for the effect from that Omega Devastator? I'm probably not going to play all of these over the course of the next 7 turns, so... just because, like, situational, right? So it probably won't clog up my hand in terms of the Emerald Goggles, but still, do I want it? I could just take Warbot for early board.
Oh, my hair is probably a mess.
I know that feeling, Maleficent. Trust me. Beryllium Nullifier. So the best thing we can do with Beryllium Nullifier is put it on the Vicious Scrap Beast, or whatever its name is, or the... oh god, what's his name? The one that generates 2/3s. The 2/6, whenever this minion takes damage, generate a 2/3 with taunt. All mechs. Can't remember its name for the life. Sentient Rover? Sentinel Rover? Sentient Sentinel? Rover?
Is probably
I have no
a
clue.
mess.
I'm gonna take the warbot and actually develop some board. It's possible they would leave Bram on the boards right now. Possible, not likely. Kind of want the enemy to hero power relatively soon so the dart trap goes off. Because he's kind of just dunking on me on board. Well, Range Caliber in a swing is at least a kill for us. Could even bomb squad and swing again to kill the Beryllium Nullifier next turn. It's fine. So your opponent plays a card, deal 3 damage to their hero. That's very well protected. Very well protected, and there's nothing I can do about it right now. Not a huge fan of how much damage is currently represented on my board. The muscle is incredibly important here. I may actually skip playing Iron Juggernaut next turn and just brand muscle just so that I can try and find it. Oh my god. At least it now has Taunt, so it's no longer hidden behind the Psychotron. At least we have that going for us. 3 damage needs to be allotted to it somehow here. I need a way to murder the thorium chicken first. Then board clear and then life gain. And in that order if we can get it. No, 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 no. Yes. It's fine as well. I guess I'll rebuke first before I Medivh. Yeah, because I don't want a 0 mana minion from my Atiesh.
So kind of you to join me.
I think I do just need to generate kind of like a bad board state. Like putting up a 6-3 against an opponent's 3-4 is not that great, but I need tempo more than I need value right now, so I just need to play everything out. Enemy probably doesn't have beasts in their deck anyway. So that's what the Squirrel Bomb does. We should have read that text. Thankfully, it didn't matter at all, but you know, still should have probably read the text, you know. Alright. That's fine, that's fine. Can still sack a couple minions here. Okay. Who trades where? And does Missile Launcher give me anything this time? I have no max on board, so I have nothing to strap the Missile Launcher to yet. I could play Juggernaut, but then I can't play Missile Launcher on top of it.
Nothing could ever taste as sweet.
I can play Juggernaut and Clockwork Golem and then just use Missile Launcher as a magnetic to any of them that survive for the next turn. But then I'd want to naturally clear the board. How do I naturally clear this board? Leaving the Taunt on the field seems like the first port of call here.
Abandoned me for years.
I always win.
Especially leaving it with as much HP left as possible. Then I'm happy to attack across here, but I should probably do this one first, right? So they get the effect out of the Troll Sapper. That's fine, the enemy having the board presence of a 1-4 is garbage right now. 2-3 similarly. Maybe I just ally as well as hero power so that I can start gaining some stuff.
Oh, my hair is...
Does it matter if I do the bombs right now? It's a lot more broad presence than the LA Peterson though.
Somebody order a bomb?
Yeah, we'll play the smooth criminal later. Don't board clear me. Nice. That was actually real good. Now I've got a 6-mana card in hand for my Atiesh. Wrong order. Oh! Please don't mill any of my bombs. Good. I guess it was right to put the bombs in earlier rather than later, I guess. Only burnt one card so far. It's fine for me. Dagwick and Unleash. Definitely here. Unleash first. See what we get. Not enough mana left to play the Dagwick. Good work, Ryan. Got a small bomb. That's fine.
Come close and listen.
Or none. It's even finer. Bring It On seems like really important, but also the more cards the enemy plays, the more bombs they draw into. That's fine as well, but still a little hesitant. I don't want them to just play out their entire hand next turn.
This revenge. Nothing could ever taste as sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just gonna clear the entire enemy's board. Get rid of the rest of my charges of the Artiesh. Oh, alright. Hopefully the enemy gets screwed by a Mad Noggenfogger more than I do. Security Rover! It's called something like the thing that I said it was called. Something. Alright. I mean, it kills a lot of my own minions, but it kills more of the enemy's minions. Alright. Hopefully this connects, because then I can board clear. Hopefully this connects then? Maybe I should have just played the Dark Iron Dwarf there.
Magic neutralized.
Oh god. Uh-huh. Wrong target. Okay, that's good at least, thanks. I need a brawl. Yeah, I need brawl. Shield Slam doesn't really do that much for me right now. I mean, any other valid target, so Shield Slam can totally hit my own Wyvern here. But could also hit the Mechanical Dragon, because it's for a random cast, technically a valid target.
I can take the hit.
Good. Kill Noggenfogger. Thank you. Oh. Alright. Security Rover missile launcher is possible next turn, but I don't know how many next turns there are gonna be. Especially with that on board. We need a brawl. We need just hard removal to get this Mechanical Dragon off the field, otherwise we just lost ages ago. It's nice for the enemy to draw this run of bombs, but it's not going to be enough, obviously. Rest of the entire deck could be bombs and they'll still be alive. Almost the whole rest of the deck was bombs. Well, there's only 2 left in there. Try Whisper Armorer. I'm dead, right? Yeah, no matter what, I'm dead here.
I can't believe he abandoned me for years! Scanning for hostiles.
This leaves me alive on what? Heal me!
The menagerie is for guests only.
Is that good? No, that's bad. That prevented you. Damn it. That prevented my missile launcher from going off and killing the thorium chicken, which also prevented my security rover from going off. But if both of those had happened, the enemy also would have generated another 2-3. Their security rover plus their generated 2-3 killed my generated taunt on the board, and then the 18 connects to face. So I was dead regardless of what happened there. Exclusively drawing Brawl would have saved me there.
Time to light the squirrels and get out of here!
It was actually kind of remarkable that HP ended up being our concern after adding so many armors up. That said, not all of them were used incredibly effectively in that final fight. We were kind of pressed for time to use them all effectively. Given the opportunity to replay that fight, I probably would have played my Bran out really early, but even then, like, when Bran hit the board and double generated from the muscle, that was incredibly important. So I think even lagging in the early game was worth the double generation from the muscle, so I don't even know how much I could have done to counter that. Obviously getting lower cost buckets, but, you know, you have so much choice, right? You only get 3 buckets often. At the very least, pretty successful for a Bomb Warrior. For the moment, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Hearthstone, the Dalaran Heist. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.